Hi, welcome back to Meg's Crochet. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the Tipsy clusters. So it's going to look like this. Very cool looking. So what you're going to need for this project is a 4-ply yarn, and I'm going to be using a 6.5mm crochet hook. You can use whatever size you want. It's completely up to you. So what you're going to do is make your slip knot. Insert your hook and pull tight. So now to do this pattern you have to do multiples of 12. So what you're going to do is you're going to chain 12 as many times to get it as wide as you want it. So I'm just going to do 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So this is my two multiples of 12. So I have a chain of 24. So now you chain as many as you want in multiples of 12, and when you get the desired length you're going to add 4. 2, 3, and 4. So just like that. So now what you're going to do is you're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook and 1 single crochet in each stitch across the row. So go ahead and do that. So you're going to go into the second chain. So here's your first up here. You're going to go into this one to do that. So single crochet all the way across this row. So if your pattern is longer and you're actually making a blanket or doing something like that, of course it's going to take you a little more time to single crochet across the row. So go ahead and pause your video so that you have enough time to get it going. If you're just doing a swatch like me, just keep single crocheting across, just like I'm doing. So now this pattern is going to consist of 2 rows, which is quite simple. You're going to be doing a lot of repeating of row 2. That's pretty much what it is. But it's a pretty easy pattern. The skill level is easy, so it's good for beginners. If you haven't watched my video of how to do your basic stitches and you would like to watch that, you could do that. It shows you how to do the stitches I'm showing you in this pattern. So feel free to back out and go watch those if you need help with doing this stitch. Alright, so I just went into my last stitch and did my single crochet. So now for row 1, you're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. You're going to turn your work, and you're going to skip your first single crochet and 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So you're going to skip this stitch because this actually counts as your double crochet. So you're going to skip this one and double crochet into the second stitch and into the next 2 as well. Just like this. So you should have 4. And now what you're going to do is you're going to skip 2 skip the next 2 stitches and do 5 double crochets in the next stitch. So what you're going to do is skip 1 and 2. You're going to yarn over, and in the 3rd stitch right here you're going to put 5 double crochets into that same stitch. So you're going to yarn over and do a double crochet and go back into the same stitch. Here's 2. Yarn over and go back into the same stitch. Do your double crochet. That's 3. Yarn over, go into the same stitch. This is 4. And then you're going to do 1 more in there, which will make 5. So this is your shell that you got going on here. So now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 2. So you're going to chain 2, just like that. And when you chain 2, you're going to skip the next 4 stitches and do 1 double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. So you're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to double crochet into here. And you're going to, hold on, I lost track of where I was at. 1 double crochet in the next 5, so sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like that. It's pretty nice looking. So now what you're going to do is you're going to skip the next 2 and 5 double crochets into the 3rd one, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is what you should have so far. So now we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. We're going to skip 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and in the last 4 stitches you're going to put 1 double crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, and here is 4. So this is what your thing should look like right now. So now this is going to be our repeat row, row 2. We're going to chain 3. So chain 1, 2, 3, just like that. Turn our work. Now we're going to put 1 double crochet in the next 3. So you're going to miss this one and you're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Just like this. So you should have a total of 4, because remember your chain 3 counts as your first double crochet. So now you have your 4, just like that. So what we're going to do now is we are going to skip this chain 2 right here. We're going to put 5 double crochets in this first double crochet up here. So we're going to just go into this stitch and put 5 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So just like that. That's what it should look like. So now we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. We're going to skip over the shell, the rest of the shell, and double crochet in these 5 as well. So you're going to go right into the first double crochet, and you're going to put 1 double crochet in all 5 of those stitches. Your stitches should line up with the previous row from row 1. If it doesn't, you're not in your right stitch, so you need to pay attention to that. So now they should line up just like this. So now what we're going to do is in this first double crochet, just like the previous one over here, we're going to put 5 double crochets in that first double crochet right here. Not in the chain space, but right here. So put 5 double crochets into the same space. So there's 2, 3, 4, and here is 5. So this is what it should look like. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2 again, and we're going to just double crochet into the last 4 stitches. So here's 1, oops, sorry, missed that stitch. Here's 2, 3, and remember you chain 3 was your first double crochet, so at the top of this chain 3 in this stitch, so here's 1, 2, and 3, you're going to put your last double crochet. It's very important to remember to do that. So you should have 4. So this is what it should look like right now. You have 4 in the beginning, your shell, your chain 2, your 5 in the middle, your shell, your chain 2, and your 4 at the end. Now if you're repeating this row for a bigger blanket, you're just going to keep repeating this 5 right here throughout. So you're going to, the 4s are in the beginning. You're doing your shell, your chain 2, then you'll do your 5, your shell, your chain 2, then it would be 5, and you keep repeating that center piece right here until you got to the end and it was your last 4 double crochets. So now I'm going to go ahead and do 2 more rows with you. So we're just repeating row 2. So we're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. We're going to turn our work. We're going to skip this first stitch right here and go into the second one, because your chain 3 counts as your first double. So there's 1, go into the next stitch, 2, and go into your last one for 3. So there's 3. So now you have 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in our first double crochet stitch, we're going to skip this chain 2. In the first stitch right here, we're going to put 5 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you have your shell, and what you're going to do now is you're going to chain 2 again. So, and you're going to do your double crochet in the top of each of the next 5 double crochets. So 1 double crochet. They should line up. So here's 2, 3, 4, and here's my 5. So now you can see where it's starting to stagger. That's why it's called the Tipsy clusters. So now we're going to do our next shell, which is going to be in this first stitch above the double crochet. So you're going to go in and put your 5 double crochets into that same stitch. So here's 2, 3, 4, and here is 5. So you can see where it's staggering, and we're going to do our chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to go 1 double crochet in these last 4. But if you're continuing, it would be 5 if you're doing a longer one. This is just your end, is the 4. Now, remember, in the top of the chain 3 in this stitch, you're going to put your last double crochet. If I can get it in there, but yes. So you should have 4 at the end of your row. So that's what it should look like right now. So I'm going to do one more row with you. You're just repeating row 2. So it's the same row. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. So we're going to chain 3, turn our work, and we're going to go into the second stitch and double crochet, and then double crochet, 1 double crochet in the next 2. So you should have 4. It will line up just like this, how it's lined up perfectly. So now we're going to do our 5 double crochets in the first stitch, completely skipping the chain 2. So put 5 double crochets in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to do our chain 2 after the shell, and we're going to go ahead and do our 1 double crochet in the next 5 over here in the middle. So I'm going to go into that and do a double crochet in each of the next 5. Three, 4, and here is 5. So now we're going to skip the chain 2 and do 5 double crochets into the first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like that. So we're going to do our chain 2 after our shell, and for me this is the end, but for you, you would do in the top of 5 and keep going, and when you finish your row you would do 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish my row. So 1, 2, 3, and in the chain 3 space up here, don't forget to do your last double crochet. So and 4. So this is what you should have when you finish your Tipsy clusters. Yours will probably be longer if you're making a baby blanket, but if you're doing a swatch like I did, it's gonna look exactly like this. You know, you just have to find your stitching, and it looks pretty good. So thank you for watching this video. Subscribe and like it, and there will be more videos. Have a good day.